it off.
Welcome back, world, to another episode of No Suits Podcast, man. We got a special edition. We got the Super Bowl edition. We got the NBA trade line edition. We got a lot of stuff going on this week, man. So we're going to pop it off with the NBA, right? Or you want to pop it off with the Super Bowl?
We can hit NBA first. Get that. Go ahead.
Let's hit the NBA first. Then, man. We got a big trade. Right. It's a big trade. Yeah. It's a big trade.
Yeah.
What you think, though?
Oh, we highlighted it a little bit last week about the possibility of it. We was thinking, what could really happen if this did fall, come to pass, because a lot of news sources was feeding different information. It was saying James Harden is happy. He, Steve Nash saying they're not gonna get traded and different things of the sort. But I want to say Brian Windhorst was the one that just kept for ESPN was the one that kept saying, look, I don't care what they saying. I'm hearing this. And lo and behold, as it got closer to their trade deadline, they said a deal might be getting worked out. And the deal got worked out. I think it's interesting that James Harden's like, look, man, y'all might as well trade me because I'm not coming back here. And from the Brooklyn Nets standpoint, it just made sense, even though it's crazy to think about what could have been if healthy KD, healthy Kyrie, healthy James Harden all was playing together, plus the other role pieces. But now they have a possibility of facing in the Eastern Conference Finals or in the playoffs, period. I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm excited to see about the dynamic of it. What you say?
Man, I really just echo everything you just said, man. I think the Nets did the right thing. I think that James Harden did the right thing for himself. And I think ultimately it's the best move for even Kyrie and KD because, it puts them in a better situation. Long term, I think if they want to stay with Brooklyn, I don't think that all three of them, I don't think that would be a long-term career move for them. But so I think that is, if that's what you're going to do later, I think you're better off just doing it right now and going ahead and getting to it, especially because you still got KD and Kyrie. Now, it'd be different if, if they wasn't in that situation, letting go of James Harden. But you have KD, Kyrie, and you got Ben Simmons back. So, the Nets, what can you really say, bro? You have everything that you need. And then for Philly, that really helped them out a lot. So it was a no-brainer for Philly. So I like the trade, man. We're gonna see how it shapes out. I don't think he played over the weekend, so hopefully he plays soon, and we can really see how it work out.
I'm excited to see it from the Philly standpoint, even though like you said, Brooklyn has basically had to make a move because the man is on his last year of his deal. If you don't move him, you get nothing for him. So it is Ben Simmons, but from the Philly standpoint, man, how Joel Embiid is playing and have been playing, mixed with how James Harden, how we know he could play, that's gonna be scary for the league. Of course they gotta go through the defending champs. When? I bet his knee magically heal up.
But no, I'm saying when are they gonna scare everybody? Are they gonna scare us in the early regular season, late regular season? Because I don't know if they're gonna scare us in the playoffs.
I feel that.
They have it.
I mean, that's true. That's very true. They don't have much time left in this regular season. I think they should use the regular season trying to get a little rhythm towards the end of the season. And if since they start clicking right at the end of the season, I think it'll be scary then going into the playoffs.
But I'm saying, when has James Harden ever been scary in the playoffs? Has Joel Embiid ever been healthy in the playoffs? It's like one of them things. I think it's gonna shape out, but I just don't know. I think it's the best move for Philly, but I don't know if it's gonna shape out or amount to anything. But I do think I'm not knocking the move because I think it was the best move. I just don't think it was a move that's gonna result in a championship because you still got KD and Kyrie and now Ben Simmons together, which I think is a better trio or duo and a half, whatever you want to call it. And then you still got the Greek freak. He ain't going nowhere.
Don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on the defending champs.
Yeah. No, I think Giannis is the best. So I'm not sleeping on him.
Yeah.
I think Giannis is the best when you actually look at him on the court. You know what I mean? The best player in the East, for sure. I don't know about in the league because, man, they got two in Golden State that if Clay get healthy, I don't know how that's gonna be. Them they different, but I definitely think right now the Greek Freak. I
For
don't
sure.
think he ain't going nowhere. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what that Philly move gonna actually amount to.
I'm excited to see. I
Although
ain't
I
gonna
think it's
lie.
that was their best option.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. Like, he had all the movement I respect from all the teams. They had like I think I want to say 27 out of the 30 teams made moves, which is kind of crazy to think about. Even though some were minor, some were bigger, like this one, like the CJ McCollum to the Pelicans, like the Pacers, and just different people moving.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, hey, I like that. It's like people are pushing, even if we don't think they can win it. Different teams. It's like, hey, we gearing up. Ain't no more
Right.
trying to tank. Ain't no more trying to do these different things. So I think
Ain't
it's gonna
nobody
shape
to
up
tank
nice.
for. So don't give too much credit. There's nobody to tank for. Let a Zion be in this draft. Oh, it'll be some tanking going on. So don't give
but
him
at,
too much credit for not tanking.
but at the same time, I think that rule change with the draft lottery, or the lottery rather, about I think the first 4 or 5 teams get equal leverage versus one team getting more percentage of the lottery. So I think that kind of changes that dynamic. You know what I mean? But you never know. Like you said,
Let one of them players. It'll be 5 teams with the same percentage, nigga. Let a Ja Morant be coming out of the man. It'll be 5 teams tanking. It would have been. You said it was 27. It would have
yeah.
been man 20 or 25, I guess still. 25 only.
You know what I mean?
5 teams would have been trading away they good players.
There you go.
For real, for real. You already know how that go.
I feel you, but I'm excited to see
Speaking
what
of trades,
these
though.
playoffs. What happened?
Speaking of trades, though.
What happened?
A team that just traded away everything. Ain't no
Oh,
tanking. Ain't no draft. Just
oh,
won the Super Bowl. As I
oh.
predicted, I didn't want to say that, but I'm going to say it anyway, as much as it hurts my heart. You know what I mean? I did pick the Rams, right? And you did pick the Bengals, which, was wrong, but it wasn't a bad pick, but it was incorrect, which is a trend that we've seen over the season. Me being right, you being wrong.
Whoa, buddy. Dang.
Man, I had that in my back pocket. I've been waiting to say it. It's a trend, though. I won the regular season record thing. And obviously, I continued that success. And not to keep tooting my own horn, but I deserve some sort of accolade or trophy. Maybe I'm the no suits, football, NFL, I don't know, podcast picking champion or some shit.
You're stupid is what you are. That's what you
If I'm stupid and I'm right.
What does that make you?
Nah, but hey, we had a good game. And in all seriousness, I almost before the game changed my pick. Like, I almost changed my pick to the Bengals, like, in all seriousness. The only reason why I didn't is because of something that that I just knew that couldn't be corrected, which was the offensive line. When we're talking about going against one of the best defensive players ever in Aaron Donald, and then you're talking about a Super Bowl MVP in Von Miller, you know what I mean? These are two people that Von Miller is a little bit older, but you see how he impacted the game. He's older if you're going against, some of the good tackles in the league.
Right.
But against the Bengals, he's not that old. So I that's the only reason why I felt like, the game would go the Rams' way. One thing that I didn't account for is like Jalen Ramsey. I know the one touchdown with T. Higgins was a face mask down,
For sure.
but it seemed like every other time they went at Jalen Ramsey, although he was in good coverage, plays was still being made, against him. And I was surprised on that. And that's one thing that had me worried. But the Rams end up pulling through. They end up getting Cooper Kupp involved after Odell went down. And they were able to make something happen. But it was a good game. I enjoyed the game.
Hey, for sure. Big hats off to the Rams. I'm glad Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and those boys actually got a ring, because it was such a phenomenal team that they put together. It's crazy how they acquired it over the season. It's crazy how they came together, got Matthew Stafford, got all these pieces. They're like, look, we going all in. We'll worry about everything else later, and I respect that. Um, it I have to say it, bro. For the Bengals, the offensive line is crazy. At first, I was thinking, okay, in the first half, they had some type of containment. Joe Burrow was getting the ball out quick. They had different things, but I don't know if it was the Rams playing all along, but they was like they just waited to the half, and all they did is started throwing them stunts, throwing them off a little bit to get 1-on-1 either on Vine or on Aaron Donald, that bringing the pressure. And it was crazy. I don't think they got the Bengals got sacked in the first half and had 7 in the second. It was like, bro, something changed drastically. You know what I mean? And I was kind of surprised at first. I was like, dang, okay, this line kind of holding up against them. You know, it's one thing to hold up against the Chiefs or something like that, but against them, like, dang, all right, so we're in a good position. It's 13-10 and a half. Even though it's a face mask, they come out bombs away, take the
Right.
lead
That's a part
right
of the
after
game.
half. It's part of the game. And kudos to the refs, how they called it. Not on that play, I think that should have been called, of course, but how the dynamic of the game, they just let it play. They let it flow. That's
Right.
how it always should be. But I digress. But but the flow of the game was just great. You know what I mean? And the Bengals was like, okay, we hitting on all cylinders. What y'all got? It took, and then hey, we saw
Right.
all the way down to the wire, and that man 99 sealed the deal. So
Right.
kudos to
Right.
them, but that youngness of the Bengals, I think, caught up with them a little bit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Bengals will be back for sure. The Bengals will be
Yeah,
back. They get to draft this year, so I'm sure they will take. If they got how many other picks they got, they just take all offensive linemen. You know, 2 of them going to at least be
and a
decent.
corner,
So
and a corner.
nah, they need all offensive linemen. They do need a corner, but they offensive line, as bad
Yeah,
as their corners are, as bad as, and I hate to do this to people, man. I'm just not even do it. As bad as they, corner is, they they need to get all offensive linemen, man. And I also want to clear up one thing about the Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey
yeah.
didn't get ate up in terms of players. He got ate up in terms of Jalen Ramsey. I expect, I think Jalen Ramsey is one of the, if not the best, the second best corner in the league. I have to think about it a little bit more. So I don't expect him to give up really, anything almost. So he ain't give up nothing but about 2-3 passes. So I want to clear that up. If a motherfucker start thinking he got ate up, he didn't get ate up like that. He got ate up in his terms, which
Right.
is still a great game, in comparison to everybody else type shit. But I also want to touch on that refs. I love what the refs did. That call was a missed call, but I mean, it shaped out the game. You see the team that was supposed to win, and nobody even cares about that missed call, man, because you just call the game, you let them play, you let them be physical. It's the Super Bowl, bro. It's football. Let them play. And I'm excited that they did that. And we ain't have to worry about all that,
Impacting the
all
game
that
so much.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
3 penalties, I think.
Yeah. Well, I think the second to last drive when the Rams was going in to score to take the lead,
Yeah.
that drive had a bunch of penalties in the short amount of time, which it should have. Like, I
Yeah.
would call them out. Number 20, Eli Apple, you're terrible. Man, listen, I don't
Oh,
want to do that
man.
to people, but those type of players, for whatever reason, with that mentality that think they should just be chirping, you're not the person to be doing this. Like, you
You're
got
not
8
that
up.
guy, buddy.
I want to say you got 2, maybe 3 penalties in a row on you, because it's like, bro, he's 1-on-1 on Coop. Him 1-on-1?
Whose idea was that?
I don't know. I mean, granted, even when they get in a goal line situation, you get on a 10-5, you have to have some type of. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why they put him on them.
I'm not saying who. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I ain't saying the play call. I'm saying the
Yeah,
personnel. It's maybe a good play call if you have somebody that can do that. But it's never a good play call if you don't have a corner that can guard the receiver. I don't care where you at on field. It ain't never a good play call to go 1-on-1, especially in that type of situation. You got to give him slant help so he can guard the fade, because he
for
can't
sure.
guard them both. Because he's on the play.
Right,
But good throw, good catch, be good coverage every time. I don't care
right.
who you is. So I'm like, you got to put him in a better position as the coach. But at the same time, he also got to come out there and if he
play.
been talking how he been talking, he got to come out there and make a play, bro. You can't
Yeah,
come out there and lay no egg. You've been tweeting, you've been talking, you've been asking for you've been asking for this.
you've been
Be
asking for
careful what you wish for. If you keep campaigning, you will get
it.
elected. Shout out Jay Prince, man. You keep campaigning, you will get elected.
For sure. Hey, I don't know what was in his head, bro. I think
Shit, me either.
even down to the last play, it's like I'm going at him. Matthew Stafford saw that. Okay, over there. Penalty. We on the one saw that. Okay, over there. Like it's pitch and catch easy because it's like that man cannot guard him. I don't care what you're doing. He can't guard him.
I don't know. I didn't know. I didn't understand that last bit from the Bengals because I felt like that defense played a really good game. And
Right.
I felt like at the end they wanted to obviously the Rams made an adjustment to go to Cooper Cup no
For
matter
sure.
what. And
For
I feel
sure.
like as the Bengals, you have to make an adjustment to say he not getting the ball no matter what. I don't care if you got to put two people. You remember how they did Calvin Johnson? Y'all did it to Calvin Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
If you got to do that, bro, you got to do it. But you see, it's an obvious adjustment. So it was really confusing on how they or why they did that.
It's a easy thing to go across too because like you said, the Bengals played a phenomenal game. I think it was 1.9 yards per carry the Rams had rushing. So it's like if I'm boxing you in, and even on a passing standpoint, they wasn't getting their explosive plays. They kept everything in front of them. They had 2 picks on Matthew Stafford. So it's like everything was going great, but it comes down to when it really comes down to play. Everything
There you
else go
go.
out the window. That if I'm about to, okay, we have momentum, I'm driving. I know you know I'm going to, so it's wild to see. But I think that's like I said, the youngness, and it was a good
Yeah.
game. So
It was a
hey,
great game. It was a
it's a good
great
game.
game. So
Yeah.
man, I'm sad that the NFL season has come to an end. But this don't mean the
Yeah.
podcast has come to the end, people. We will
Nope.
be talking, as you see, my boy got the jazz hat on. We will be talking.
Oh, make
You
sure you
know,
say the New Orleans Jazz, man. That's
that is
hometown.
important.
That's
That is
hometown.
important.
And Utah.
But yeah, man, we're gonna be talking some basketball, some all type of different sports, anything that
For
comes
sure.
up in sports. You know, it's gonna have some NFL offseason, some draft news,
For
all
sure.
type of stuff coming up. So still keep tuning in. We still got topics coming. The NFL ends, but the podcast keep going, baby.
It keep going. We're gonna have special editions for y'all. We're gonna have some
For
throwback
sure.
topics. We're gonna have a little bit of everything, some special guests. So keep
Oh
tuning in
yeah.
with your boys.
Special guest for sure.
Special guests for sure. Keep tuning in with us. We appreciate y'all for watching, listening on your favorite streaming platforms, on YouTube, on any social media platform. And we're gonna be back still. And we out.
And we out. Ah.